What is up? We are back with what could be one of the most important training topics we could have on any subject. I know that's saying a lot, but it's absolutely true. If there was just one area of our client safety program I had to plead for them to implement, it would be the initiation, building, and maintaining a job safety analysis program. Because at the core of your commitment to a safe and productive work environment should be the job safety analysis, or JSA, which is an essential process that systematically examines individual job tasks to identify risks before they become incidents. A JSA is a proactive safety tool that involves breaking down a job into its detailed steps and closely scrutinizing each of those steps for potential hazards. The goal is to identify and understand the risk inherent in each step of a task and then develop strategies to mitigate, control, or eliminate these risks. This process not only helps in preventing workplace injuries and accidents, but also contributes to enhancing operational efficiency and employee well-being. The JSA process should engage a cross-functional team, including those who are actually performing the task, which is the most important element, safety experts, and management, ensuring a comprehensive analysis from multiple perspectives. Through this collaborative approach, the JSA empowers employees with the knowledge and tools they need to perform their jobs safely, fostering a culture of safety awareness and continuous improvement. By integrating the JSA into regular safety practices, you can take a significant step toward minimizing risks and ensuring that safety remains a top priority in your day-to-day operations. So, let's break down the necessary steps needed in order to build a successful job safety analysis. I'm going to give you some detailed explanations on why these points matter, how to implement this step, and what the important next steps are as we see this through to implementation within your operations. Number one is selecting the job to be analyzed. The initial step in creating a job safety analysis is to strategically select which jobs require this in-depth analysis. This decision is pivotal in your proactive safety management efforts. By concentrating on specific jobs, you ensure that your resources and attention are directed where they are most needed. Here's what I want you and your team to focus on. Number one is the high-risk jobs. Some tasks inherently carry more risks than others. These could involve working with heavy machinery, electrical systems, or working at heights. Number two, a history of incidents. These are jobs that have a track record of accidents or near misses and therefore make them prime candidates for a JSA. These incidents signal underlying safety issues that need to be addressed. Number three is complexity of tasks. These are jobs that entail complex operations or require a high level of skill or training and often have more potential for error, therefore making them important to analyze. Number four is exposure to hazardous materials. These are tasks involving hazardous chemicals, extreme temperatures, or other dangerous materials which should always be prioritized for a JSA. So, how do we do it? Taking each step we just talked about, we now want to break those out into actionable steps. So number one, review the incident and near miss reports that you have. Start by examining past safety records. This data will provide insight into which jobs have had issues in the past. Pay special attention to the frequency and severity of incidents associated with each job. Number two is consult with team leaders and safety officers or representatives. These individuals have a wealth of knowledge about the day-to-day operations and can offer valuable insights into which jobs might benefit most from a JSA. Their on-the-ground perspective is crucial to gathering the detailed elements needed. Number three is evaluate new or recently modified jobs. Any job that is new or has recently undergone significant changes is a potential candidate for a JSA. Changes in process, equipment, or personnel can introduce new hazards that need to be assessed, so follow this step each time even if no major changes seem to be present. You never know until you actually assess the steps. Number four is engage with employees performing the job. No one knows the job better than those who perform it daily. Their input is essential in identifying jobs that may appear safe on paper but have practical risks. Next steps. Once a job has been selected for analysis, communicate the decision and the reasons behind it to relevant teams. This transparency helps in gaining their cooperation and support for the JSA process and for it to be implemented successfully. The second step is breaking the job down into a sequence of steps. Breaking the job down into detailed steps is the foundation of effective job safety analysis. This detailed approach allows us to, number one, identify hazards at every stage. By examining each step individually, we can uncover specific risks that might be overlooked in broader overview. So, we look at the details in search of the task or operation. Number two, understand the workflow. This breakdown gives us insights into the actual workflow, which is crucial for both safety and efficiency. Number three, engage employees in safety analysis. The process of breaking down the job into steps encourages employee participation, ensuring that their firsthand experience informs our safety measures. So how do we do it? We create a detailed step-by-step breakdown of job requirements and a methodical approach. So we, number one, collaborate with employees, involve the workers who perform the job regularly. They have the practical experience and can provide a realistic view of the job. This collaboration also helps in building a culture of safety as employees feel their input is valued. And if it feels like I'm repeating this step, it's because I am. Number two is document every step. Start from the beginning of the task and document each step until its completion. Even seemingly minor steps can have potential hazards and should not be overlooked. Number three is be specific and detailed. Avoid generalizations. For example, instead of just noting operate machinery, break it down further into start machine, load materials, monitor operations, and shut down machine. And even those steps will likely have details that need to be included under them. Number four is use visual aids. Diagrams, flowcharts, or even photographs of the job in action can be incredibly useful. They provide a visual representation of the task, making it easier to understand and analyze. For complex tasks, videos can be an excellent tool to capture the nuances of each step. Number five, conduct on-site reviews. If possible, observe the job being performed. This can provide additional context and help identify steps that might be missed in a discussion-only setting. Number six is feedback loop. After documenting the steps, review them with the team to ensure nothing is missed and to get feedback on the accuracy of the breakdown. So next steps is once you have a comprehensive breakdown of the steps, share it with the relevant team for validation. And this step is crucial to ensure that the analysis is based on an accurate and complete understanding of the job. Okay, so third on the list is identifying potential hazards. The identification of potential hazards in each step of a job is a cornerstone of the job safety analysis process. By understanding and anticipating what could go wrong, we can take proactive steps to prevent accidents and injuries. Hazards in the workplace can be verified and include physical hazards. These are the most common and include risks like slips, trips, and falls, machinery or tool injuries, and other accidents due to physical processes. Chemical hazards. Exposure to harmful chemicals, which can cause health issues ranging from skin irritation to serious toxic effects. Biological hazards. These involve exposure to harmful biological substances such as bacteria, viruses, and other pathogens. Ergonomic hazards. These arise from physical factors that can cause musculoskeletal injuries, such as repetitive motions, poor posture, and manual handling tasks. So how to do it? Effectively identifying potential hazards requires a systematic and thorough approach. So number one is observe the job in action. Where possible, watch the task being performed. Live observation helps identify risks that may not be apparent in a theoretical analysis. Number two is ask critical questions. For each step, ask questions like, what could potentially cause harm here? And what are the possible consequences of this step? Consider both immediate dangers and long-term risks. Number three is involve a diverse team. Again, be sure to include employees from various levels and departments. Different perspectives can help identify hazards that might otherwise be missed. Number four, consider equipment and tools. Evaluate the machinery, tools, and equipment used in each step. Look for risks like malfunction, improper use, or lack of maintenance. Number five, assess the environment. The work environment can present its own set of hazards. Consider factors like lighting, noise, temperature, and just the workspace layout. Number six, account for human error. Recognize the potential for human error. Fatigue, lack of training, and miscommunication are common human factors that can lead to hazardous situations. And finally, review historical data. Look at past incident reports, injury logs, and near-miss records related to the job. This historical data can provide insights into potential hazards. So, here's a quick, helpful checklist you can walk through to evaluate the hazards that need to be identified in a JSA. So, can any body part get caught in or between objects? Do tools, machines, or equipment present any hazards? Can the worker make harmful contact with moving objects? Can the worker slip, trip, or fall? Can the worker suffer strain from lifting, pushing, or pulling? Is the worker exposed to extreme heat or cold? Is excessive noise or vibration a problem? Is there a danger from falling objects? Is lighting a problem? Can weather conditions affect safety? Is harmful radiation a possibility? Can contact be made with hot, toxic, or caustic substances? Are there dusts, fumes, mists, or vapors in the air? Okay, so the next steps after identifying potential hazards, you need to document them clearly alongside the respective job steps. This documentation will be crucial for the next phase of the JSA, where we determine preventative measures. Number 4 is determining preventative measures to overcome these hazards. Once potential hazards have been identified in each step of the job, the next pivotal phase is to establish preventative measures. This step is essential for transforming our job safety analysis from a theoretical exercise into a practical, life-saving tool. Effective preventative measures can significantly reduce the likelihood of accidents and enhance overall workplace safety. So how to do it? Developing and implementing the right preventative measures involves several key actions. Engineering controls. These are physical modifications to the workplace or equipment that reduce or eliminate hazards. Examples include installing guards on machineries, improving ventilation systems, or redesigning workstations for better ergonomics. The aim is to design out hazards rather than relying solely on changing human behavior. Administrative changes. Adjusting work policies and procedures can also mitigate hazards. This might involve altering the way tasks are performed, implementing rotation schedules to reduce fatigue, or setting new safety protocols and emergency procedures. Personal protective equipment, or PPE. In situations where hazards cannot be completely engineered out, providing PPE is crucial. This includes items like safety goggles, gloves, helmets, earplugs, and respirators. Ensure that employees are trained on the correct use and maintenance of their PPE. Next is training and education. Regular and comprehensive training programs are vital. Training should cover safety procedures, proper use of equipment, emergency responses, and awareness of potential hazards. It's important that training is ongoing and adapted to any changes in the workplace or procedures. Employee involvement. Engage employees in brainstorming sessions to generate ideas for preventative measures. They can provide valuable insights based on their experience and may suggest practical, innovative solutions. Next is testing and feedback. Before finalizing any preventative measure, test its effectiveness in the actual work environment. Gather feedback from employees who are directly affected by these measures to ensure they are practical and effective. Next is documentation and communication. Document all preventative measures and communicate them clearly to all employees. This includes updating job instructions, safety manuals, and training materials. Next steps. With preventative measures determined, integrate them into the daily operations and monitor their effectiveness. Regularly review and update these measures to adapt to any changes in the job or new hazards that may arise. Understanding its full scope and application can greatly enhance its effectiveness. Here are additional key points that should be practiced while using these great tools. Integration with company policies and regulations. A JSA should align with your entity's overall safety policies and comply with relevant occupational health and safety regulations. Understanding how it fits within these broader frameworks is essential for ensuring both legal compliance and effective safety management. Roles and responsibilities. Clearly defining who is responsible for conducting, reviewing, and updating the JSA is also important. Typically, this includes safety officers, representatives, supervisors, and the employees who actually perform the job. Frequency of review. JSAs are not static documents. They should be reviewed and updated regularly, especially when there are changes in the job process, new equipment, accidents, or near misses related to the job. This ensures that the JSA remains relevant and effective. Risk prioritization. After identifying potential hazards, it's important to prioritize them based on factors like the likelihood of occurrence and potential severity of outcomes. This helps in focusing on the most critical risks and applying resources effectively. Detailed documentation. A JSA should be documented meticulously. This documentation serves as a record for future reference and training material for new employees. It should include the job description, the steps involved, identified hazards, and the preventative measures. So, training and communication. Effective communication and training on the JSA's findings are vital. Employees should be trained on the identified hazards and the measures implemented to mitigate them. This training should be part of the onboarding process for new employees and regular refresher sessions for existing staff. The use of technology. Leveraging technology can enhance the effectiveness of JSAs. Digital tools can be used for creating, storing, and updating JSAs, as well as for tracking compliance and incident reports related to the analyzed jobs. Linked to continuous improvement. JSAs should be viewed as part of a continuous improvement process. Insights gained from JSAs can be used to improve safety protocols, training programs, and even contribute to operational efficiencies. Employee feedback. If we haven't mentioned this already, encourage ongoing feedback from employees about the job and its associated risks can provide real-time insights and aid in keeping the JSA up to date. Employee involvement also fosters a stronger safety culture, and that is true. Auditing and compliance checks. Regular audits of the JSA process and its implementation can ensure compliance with safety standards and the effectiveness of the preventative measures recommended. So, finally, understanding and implementing all of these aspects of a JSA can significantly contribute to a safer, more efficient, and compliant workplace. It's a proactive approach that not only addresses immediate safety concerns, but also contributes to a long-term culture of safety and awareness. I genuinely hope you and your team will make an investment in this process. With that, I'm Jake Wolfenden, and I will see you in the next one.